Good day, brethren. This is the good captain here from Captain's Custom Works, and we're out here in the garage lounge today. Going to start up a little bit of a new series. We're calling this one the Good Captain's Beery Views. The title card says the good captain and his Beery Views, but you know, possessivizing abbreviations, multiple apostrophes, nobody likes that. So you call it whatever the heck you want. I don't know. It's a good way to start out a new series, right? Belligerent. Speaking of belligerence and drinking, let me give you guys a note. If you can't drink responsibly, don't drink, dude. Simple as that. I enjoy a good beer, which is why I wanted to do this, but I also don't drink to excess. If you can't stop yourself from drinking to excess, you probably shouldn't start drinking. Now, again, not the way to start out a series. We're going to start with a beer that intrigued me, but I've got some pros and cons already. I saw this in the store, and I have to say, the thing that I'm going to give it a little bit of a talking to about first off is exactly why it caught my eye. So, it worked, but I felt like it's a touch gimmicky. Just to say, this is the iStout from a brewery called 8Wired Brewing Company. They're out of New Zealand. I understand, you know, you want to be trendy, you want to be eye-catching, and like I said, it worked. It caught my eye. It made me pick it up and say, what's all this about? On the other hand, I don't really go for the whole trendiness thing, so that could be a pro or a con. I'll leave it to see how the beer is. If this is an excellent beer, then I'm going to say, this is an excellent beer, and I might drink it again. Now, it does come out of New Zealand, like I said. The bottle mentions that the brewmaster is Danish, I believe, and ended up moving to New Zealand, opening up a brewery. Sounds interesting. This is a Russian Imperial Stout, and won an award, so that's cool, back in 2011, all the way back there, 4 years ago. How did I get old? I don't know. This is a 10%. 10 even. Little stern for a beer, not bad. Let's crack it open and see what it's all about. Put the cap in my cap collection because someday I keep assuring my lovely and patient wife something will be built out of all those caps. I don't know. Let's give it a pour here. This is a stout. Put it in a pint glass. I put most things in a pint glass really, but you should put stout in a pint glass. It's nice and thick. That's what I like in a stout. There's next to no head on this thing whatsoever. Look at that. That's kind of nice. I gotta say, this is only a pint. Pint .9, because that's the way they do it for some reason. I'm sure there's some traditional lore that I'm being completely remiss by not knowing and understanding and recounting to you fine people now, but some of you other beer fans out there, please enlighten everybody and show the world why I'm a fool when you say, well, this is exactly why it's a pint .9. I'm sure it's an imperial thing, you know, we're here in the States, we're sadly uneducated, but we're gonna find out. Not gonna let this sit very long, because like I said, for a stout, there's almost no head on this thing. It is an imperial stout though, so tastes good. Tastes very, very good. It's rich, luscious, velvety. Despite the silly name, this is about everything you want in a stout. This is a very good stout. I guess that's why it won an award. I'd like to see it continuing to win awards. Not just one 4 years ago, but who knows, maybe they stopped entering. You know, I don't like to enter things either. It's a lot of hassle. That is quite good. Very, very good. I could see this going easily with something desserty, obviously, because a good hearty stout goes great with dessert. Could also see it going with something really bold and meaty. You know, this is a good all-around stout. Dang, 8Wired Brewery. Why did you have to con me with your silly name? iStout. I don't know that I'll let them go on that one, but they make a good beer. I'll be very interested to see if I can find anything else they make. This is the only one they had at my favorite beer location, Woodman's. If you've got a Woodman's, go there. Employee-owned groceries, man. You can't beat that. Great selection, great prices, best beer department in town. Please, Woodman's Beer guys, you know who I am. Just keep being nice to me. They're already very indulgent. Good dudes in the beer department there. Very good dudes. Knowledgeable and with good opinions. I now realizing, this being the first in this series of beer tastings, completely should have trimmed the mustache. You can't taste beer in, proper company with a bushy mustache, or you can and just not care, which is also perfectly acceptable in my book. I'm going to start recommending this to friends immediately. This is delicious. The coffee-ish notes really come through, which again I love. Huge coffee fan. It doesn't really say a heck of a lot about the beer itself, other than, it says it's a big beer, says luscious roasted coffee and chocolate malt flavors, brisk bitterness, bold freshness. I'd give it all that. That's honest. There's a little more about the brewery itself than the actual beer on the label, which is, I don't know. I'd like to hear a little more about a particular beer. Breweries I tend to kind of follow a little bit, so I kind of already know that. I don't know, this won an award in 2011, so it's not brand new, but I don't know when they started exporting. That's another thing to think about. I have no idea how long this has been available in the States. If this is one of a brand new offering to the States, that can say a lot about why a brewery talks about their brewery other than the particular beer on the label. But I love learning about the beers. I love, some of those breweries out there. I won't start naming names yet, because we'll get to them if we keep doing this series. Some of the breweries I really love, they cram so much info in teeny tiny letters, and on a 22, not a pint. We're talking filling much more space, and they can do it, and I like that. I like to hear about a beer. I like to hear about where it came from. It's nice to know how a brewery got founded, but tell me more about the beer. If I love the beer, I'll find out about the brewery. I'll make that commitment to you, brewery owners who are watching, of which there's none of you yet. Oh, I'm sad. I should drink this beer. That's a joke. Don't drink because you're sad. It's a joke. See if we can speed this up. I think I'm going to try and drink this entire beer and, force you to watch it at accelerated speed. Let's bring it back to regular speed here. They may be a little generous on the volume. That might have been a bit more than 0.9, because I poured that close to brimming, and that seems like more than an ounce, and I think this is a pretty accurate pint glass, which honestly, I wish pint glasses were bigger in general, because who wants to fill a glass to the brim? I don't know. But that is quite good. I will say, after downing that entire thing, its goodness might be excessive a little bit. This is a rich Imperial Stout. One thing that I like about it is that sometimes Imperials overdo the smokiness, that aged factor, and this one didn't. Children, I don't mind drinking a beer in front of my children, because like I said, I don't drink to excess, and I don't mind my children knowing that, drinking is a thing. It's not one of those things that I think should be hidden. If you have a beer and enjoy it now and again, that's perfectly acceptable to do. However, I didn't inform them, I'm going to be filming, please don't come in here. Oh, children are so cute sometimes. In any case, This would be a good first start to the series. What I was trying to get at is this doesn't overdo the smokiness, which is great. That's very good for them to do in an Imperial. They did that part right. It's very, very, very rich. It's so rich, like I said at the beginning, this is a 10.0 alcohol by volume. And you wouldn't necessarily notice that. It doesn't taste too stern. It doesn't have that boozy sharpness that some of the heavier beers can have, but it's the richness is very, very present. I mean, this is after the entire thing, it's like trying to eat a big dessert, basically. That might be a deal breaker for some people. It really depends on your style. This is all about style. You know, I don't expect anybody to necessarily have the same experience that I do with any beer. This is why I'm doing this. You know, tell people what you think. Those people decide what they think, and it's just sharing knowledge. You know, that's what this is meant to be. I'm not the definitive word on any beer. Beer, like art and music, is a subjective experience. It's like eating dinner. Every dish, everybody's going to say, I like this, well, I like this thing, well, this is more my taste. And that's how beer is. So I'm, proud to be able to contribute to that sharing of knowledge throughout the, the ether there. So like I said, if there's one downside, this might be a bit too rich. Maybe. To enjoy in, more than once in a great while. This is not an everyday beer, I don't think. This is a once in a while, maybe a special occasion, this is a nice, sweet but not too sweet, but still in that desserty range. This is a very heavy, thick, rich beer. But like I said, this is how stout should be. This is how Imperials especially should be. They should have that heavy, that bolstering quality. A real good stout should be like a meal. It's the kind of thing that if you're a monk and you don't eat, you can have this beer and you're sustained for the day, and they nailed that. Very good and great flavor. Just couldn't drink more than once, in a great while. But that's no problem. That's no problem. I won't hold that against them. If they fix the silly name, this beer would be darn close to perfect. Very good. Very good beer. Thank you for tolerating me. Those of you that know me, which I think are the only people that are watching so far, really thank you for tolerating me, because it's the kind of person I am. I hope you've enjoyed this, my Beery Views, and if you like them, I'm going to continue to do them, because like I said, I like beer. Every couple of days I like to see if I can find a new beer out there and try it. So I figure, if I'm trying to explore the world of beer, why not share it with you guys? Why not share it with the rest of the world? And if that's something that you enjoy, then I'm going to continue to do it. You know what? Honestly, I might continue to do it even if you don't enjoy it, because most of this is for my own my own fun anyway. So I hope that you've enjoyed this. I hope that you've enjoyed some of my other scant few videos that I have posted so far. Let me know, by all means. Feel free to share your opinions, because that's what I'm doing here. I'm trying to share my thoughts, and I want to hear yours. So, again, thank you very much. This has been some fun, and hopefully we'll keep it going. We'll speak to you very, very soon. Much love.